If you ask anyone in my family, they'll tell you, I came out smiling, and I've been smiling ever since. Some might share I entered the world humming a Grateful Dead tune, joy pulsing inside my tiny body, ready to share it all. Our home was a revolving door of family, friends, food, and an effortless generosity that never seemed to end. The kitchen was the heartbeat of it all, warm, loud, loving, and always with the scent of something delicious baking. My mom was the neighborhood mom, listening, loving, including, and always seeming to find one more seat at the table. Home was my first classroom, no lesson plans or lectures, and kindness wasn't just a concept. We practiced it in real time. Kindness was modeled in how we listened, how we showed up, and how we shared for every single person who walked through our door. But life does have its own lesson plan. It teaches through discomfort and discord, and oftentimes well before the student is ready for the test. Mine came early, in the form of dyslexia. On the outside, I was still that smiling little girl. But on the inside, I was lost in a confusing blur of words, letters, sounds. The harder I tried to keep up, the further behind I seemed to fall. While my friends ran to the playground at recess, I went to the learning center. And when they packed up at dismissal for their soccer fields, dance studios, or to go home, I returned to the learning center. The air in that room was still. The fluorescent lights gave off a low, relentless humming sound that filled the silence until it could be felt buzzing in my bones. The same heart that had soaked up joy and belonging at home was now faced with a cold question, why me? But then something unexpected happened. That cold, quiet room became a teacher. Not through lessons and grades, but through noticing. It was a different kind of literacy. I began to notice things that most people miss, like how tension can fill a room, how laughter can mask sadness, and how one act of kindness can shift an entire room. Noticing those tender moments pulled me out of that cold, bright room and back into the warmth of my mother's kitchen, where I first learned what kindness feels like. And I realized kindness isn't something we earn or learn. It's something we remember. When I first moved to Boca Raton, I was a young, barefoot hippie mother of 3, dropped into a world of manicured lawns and trying to keep up. Everything felt competitive, performative, and I felt completely alone. At first, I thought maybe the move was a mistake, but then I realized the place wasn't the problem, my perspective was. Sure, I could complain, or I could create the community that I longed for. And that's when I started Kindness Matters, a movement rooted in the basic principles that build resilience, empathy, and optimism. Kindness Matters brings kindness into your homes, into our schools, and communities around the world so that all people can thrive from the inside out. But life does have a way of continuing to provide opportunities for us to practice what we think we already know. And in my adult years, life tested me one more time through my unusually challenging menopause symptoms. The kind of storm that humbles even the kindest of hearts. Suddenly, all of the wellness tools that I had relied on for years stopped working. My emotions were unpredictable. My nervous system was so raw. And again, I found myself asking, why me? And again, something unexpected happened. That cold question had revealed something I hadn't wanted to see. I had been generous with everybody but myself. This time, I didn't just remember kindness. I returned to the practice of meeting myself with the same compassion I had spent my life giving to everybody else. Because kindness is infinite. The more we give from the inside or the outside, the more it grows. Research from Emory University and UNC backs it up. Acts of compassion release oxytocin, the happiness chemical, and dopamine, the do-it-again chemical. The same chemistry that lowers blood pressure, lessens inflammation, and extends life. Science actually shows what I was feeling all along. Kindness literally heals us. After years of teaching and sharing kindness, life gave me another pop quiz, and this time from behind the wheel. Picture this. Driving down the road, windows down, Grateful Dead playing. Life is good. When all of a sudden someone comes swerving dangerously close to my car, and in an instant, fear and anger flood my body. Before I react, I remember kindness becomes real through action. As we both roll up to the red light, I use my GCK tool. Gratitude. I'm okay, I'm safe, there was no accident. I can keep going, okay. Compassion. I hope the other driver's okay. Maybe something's happening I can't see. Kindness. The light turns green, I send them off with peace, and as I do, I feel my whole body soften from the inside out. Science shows showing gratitude and compassion calms the amygdala, lowers blood pressure, lessens cortisol, and regulates the nervous system. When it comes to kindness, actions matter, and not necessarily in grand gestures, but in tiny everyday choices on our highways, in our hallways, and in our homes that rewire our brains for peace instead of panic. One breath, one choice, one kind act at a time. When I was in the 5th grade, I watched a boy on the bus bullying one of my classmates, saying things that were sharp, cruel, and unnecessary. I remember sitting there, heart pounding, thinking, why would anybody want to dim somebody else's light? Why would anybody want to make anybody else feel small? And then I did something that terrified me. I stood up, like literally stood up, and I walked over to that boy and I said, stop. And when I did, I realized something that I will never forget. Doing the right thing in the moment might not feel good right away, but it is good. Stanford research shows empathy as a trainable skill. Repeated acts of kindness actually reshape the brain through neuroplasticity. At the heart of that research is one simple truth. We each carry a deep capacity for good. It's just waiting for the moment to be called forward. After standing up for kindness close to home, everything that I learned about kindness came full circle, halfway across the world in Cameroon, where I didn't speak the language at all. As we traveled from village to village, I was met with open arms, open hearts, and a generosity that felt ancient. No shared words, just the universal language of smiles, laughter, hugs, movement, and somehow we understood each other perfectly. Those moments became my teachers, revealing to me what I now understand as shared humanity. The truth that our responsibility extends to all people everywhere. Science shows practicing gratitude, shared humanity strings us together, releasing the same chemistry as resilience, optimism, and empathy. In Cameroon, connection showed up before understanding did, revealing to me that kindness does not stop at borders, beliefs, or differences. From my mother's warm kitchen to a cold learning center, from Boca Raton through menopause, from the back of a school bus to a village in the heart of Cameroon. Each chapter of my life has revealed the same thing. Kindness is infinite. Actions matter. We each carry a deep capacity for good, and we are all part of a shared humanity. These are not lessons I learned. These are truths I remembered. And this is the invitation I leave with all of you. Remember the kindness in the noticing. Remember it in the pause. Remember it in your choices to care. Find it in each other. Because kindness isn't something we earn or learn. It's something we remember. And when just one of us remembers, the whole world shifts.